I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I believe Krisona Moon is here. Hello.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Krisona of Crystal Chaos, the company that I own. If you've seen my channel before, hi.
Welcome to the show. I appreciate you coming on. I know that you're a very busy person, so I appreciate you coming on.
I am.
Yeah, I appreciate the description of your Twitch channel very much. That
yes.
that really you want to make it a comfortable place for people to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
In no drama, none of that stuff.
None of it. None of it at all.
Yeah.
Positivity all the way.
I do appreciate that. What brought you into streaming in the first place?
Actually, I have always wanted to be a streamer since I was a wee little child. I have been obsessed with YouTube since it came out. My goodness. I remember when YouTube wasn't really a thing and people were like watching oh, look at this cat video, or I remember growing up with the Gummy Bear song. And so it's like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. So I've always wanted to do streaming, YouTube, some sort of stuff. And then I eventually did streaming, I think 7 years ago. I did face cam streaming for a long time. Yeah. And a lot of people know what I look like, so I'm okay with that.
Well,
and then I transferred to being a VTuber 4 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, so why'd you make the transition?
So I made the transition. My excuse is pretty stupid.
It's okay.
I'm too lazy to clean my office, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do VTubing. That's what I planned to do instead. And I was like, all right, we're a VTuber now. And my chat's like, what happened to you? And I was like, well, I want to express my art more, so I made my own VTuber.
There you go.
And I was just like, okay, this is my character. I look like my VTuber. So if anyone doesn't know what I look like my VTuber, unlike most VTubers.
Yeah, crown and all that you wear every day.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh, and also we have this as well.
I'm getting shaked at by a tail. Yeah, so I can definitely understand where you're coming from with the clean office thing. I was a bachelor for 43 years. I never had a clean office in my life.
Oh my goodness.
No, not at all. So once you got started with the VTuber side of things, switched over, how did that change how you reacted to your streaming, and how did it change how chat reacted to you?
Actually, surprisingly, I got a lot of unwanted attention from people that I don't like. A lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're an anime girl. Hello." I was like, "What happened?" I had a lot of people telling me that a lot of the things that I do still on my channel aren't up to VTuber code. And I feel like there shouldn't be a code to being a VTuber. You just be yourself on the internet.
That's.
But yeah.
I don't understand that. I've interviewed 220 plus VTubers now, and there aren't two of them that are the same. I don't think you can possibly say that there's a VTuber code.
Yeah. I mean, the people that I've had, obviously, it's been a lot. I love being my VTuber. It's so fun because I get to express myself a lot more. Because, it's like wearing a masquerade mask, although you look like your character.
It's wearing a...
I do a lot of public, I still use my face cam a lot.
Yeah.
I do unboxings and stuff a lot of the time. But what I think I enjoy the most about being a VTuber is that you get to find people who really enjoy character design and concept of character and a story
Mm,
that you have. And
yeah.
it's amazing to me that people go up to you and look at you and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what is your story?"
Exactly. It's exactly what it is, and that would be. I would imagine that'd be a lot different than being having your face on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't necessarily. They might try to get your phone number, but they
Oh, yeah,
might not want the story. It's a different dynamic for sure.
indeed. I
Well,
have the difference between being a webcam streamer and being a VTuber is so vast
wow,
because you get a lot of people that you like the vocabulary of your chat even changes.
really?
And it's very interesting. You get a lot more wholesome interactions by being a VTuber than being a webcam streamer. And since I'm both, obviously I have seen both sides.
Oh yeah.
Um yeah, I would say there is one downside. Like 'cause there's pros and cons of both. The downside is you don't get as many viewers as you would want if you aren't a webcam streamer.
Mm,
But if you are a VTuber, you get a community.
mm.
And that's what I care about more is the community than the viewers and numbers and stuff.
That's interesting. I hadn't heard that before, and that makes a lot of sense because
Mhm.
yeah, I'm running that through my head. That makes sense too because the viewers, if you're doing the face cam, are reacting to your face too. I mean,
Mhm.
they're reacting to what you look like, and with a community, they're reacting more to. They might be reacting to the avatar, but they're also reacting more to the personality more than anything else.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you don't have a face to put it to, a lot of people want to know more about you.
Mm,
And it's kind of weird. This is the like oh, I don't know if you've heard of this before, but the YouTuber imposter syndrome.
mm,
It's basically where you believe that your chat likes your character more than they like who you are.
yeah, yeah.
But there's a different one that's actually where people are so interested in who you are because you don't show your face. Um, Obviously, I'm not going to name streamers or YouTubers that obviously have had this issue,
Right.
but for people who don't face reveal and make it a big deal to not face reveal, they have a lot of a wider audience because people want to know who they are. It's
Yeah.
like, why are you being secretive, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's even if as an old thing, it's like if Superman or if Batman was unmasked and nobody knew who he was, everybody would be disappointed. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
They'd be like, oh man,
uh,
he's just a rich person.
that's a guy named Joe. I don't even know who that is. But
They.
the fact that VTubers could be anybody, I guess.
Yeah.
It could be the person across the street, could be your cousin that you don't know what they're doing. Um,
Hmm.
I guess that does feed into it, and it's a it's a curiosity, I guess. That,
It's a mystery.
mm, yes, it must be solved because we must know absolutely everything about everything. Um,
Oh yes, we
yeah,
must know everything about our favorite Oshi.
yeah, and that goes, of course, to ridiculous extremes, and people should not take that route under any circumstances. But in your case, if people wanted to, they could find out what you look like.
Oh yeah, I've had so much information about me leaked on the internet. Honestly, if you really wanted to, you could find my address.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's really for everybody. If somebody really, really wants
Yeah,
to,
I
they
mean,
could.
if you looked hard enough, you could find anyone's address.
Yeah.
But I understand where people are so scared of being on the internet. I have the thing where like if you just put it there and people want to look for it and they find it,
Hmm.
then they just lay off of it.
Yeah.
So like that's what I do. I just put my information out there. So like, hey, if you want to bother me about it, you can just look it up. It's
Yeah.
there.
Oh man, it's not as fun anymore.
It's not as fun. You used to bring up dirt on my favorite streamer.
Yeah. Yeah, it was more fun when I thought that you were in part of the cartels, but now I know better.
Now I can't see if she's murdered 6,000 people.
That's right. I actually had this happen. I've told this story before, but when I was doing post game work for a college football team that went 0-11 one season, which is a lot like
Uh-huh.
swallowing acid as a
Oh
host,
boy.
because you get blamed for everything. Somebody actually looked up my name in the criminal records and put on the internet a list of Eric D. Loy's criminal record from Florida and said, "Is this you?" And I said,
Is
"No,
this you?
no,
Soy Jack pose. Is this you?
yeah, is this you?" I said, "No, no, it's not. Good effort, but no." First of all, the middle
Yeah.
initial is C. The C stands for quality, and I've never been to Florida. So I mean,
Oh
the
boy.
people
I
go at the
have along
lengths.
with like stuff like that. I would agree um with like people wanting to just find any information they can.
Wow.
And that's a big deal with VTubers is
Mm-hmm.
that we try to hide who we are
Mm-hmm.
with our VTuber. But in my case, I'm just like I got lazy, so
I think you're the first one that's admitted that.
really.
Yeah, I imagine it more that it's the actual truth for more people, but you're the first person who just came out and said it.
That's my personality.
So, I mean, there obviously there's people who have social anxieties, and I've interviewed
Mhm.
folks who are very extroverted, very introverted, and have their reasons for doing things. But that's part of the thing. All of you, I'm pointing toward your avatar here, you VTubers have different stories, and
Yeah.
that's what makes this interesting to me.
I see a lot of VTubers. Oh, my phone went off. Well, a lot of VTubers have to deal with other things like if it's medical and they have like I don't know a mask on their face that they have to like use medically, and if you don't want to show that on camera because people would just bother you about it,
Right.
would also be a thing for other people. And some people can't use webcams because either they have like stuff going on in the background a lot or
Yeah.
like people don't like them or they just have stage fright. And
Oh,
that's what's so beautiful about being a VTuber is you
yeah.
could be anybody you wanted to be
Yeah.
on the internet.
And if
And
everybody
it's
can
just
everybody can just get enough thick enough skin to not worry about the folks who want to pour granola in your cornflakes in the morning, you know,
oh,
there's
that sounds delicious.
yeah, well, there's always somebody who wants to ruin it, and because either they're just built that way or they're jealous, one
Hmm.
of the two, and
Oh, speaking of jealous people, oh boy,
yeah.
do I have people who are jealous.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, drama, drama.
Mm.
I've had, I think I've had a entire Discord server dedicated to hating me.
Wow.
Yeah, I've
Wow.
had an entire Discord server just dedicated to disliking me
I
because one guy confessed their love to me and I didn't know who he was, so I said no. And then he got so upset that he made a Discord server and
oh,
would be like he was dedicated.
wow.
It was really funny. I was like, man, I didn't realize that I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. And then he was like, you apologize? And I was like, yes. That's what normal people do. And he's like, usually people don't apologize. I'm like, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I don't know who you are.
And did
It
did
was so
did
funny.
they take the server down?
Oh yeah, and they felt real bad. They're like, "Man, we had so much information about you on here." I was like, "I'm aware." And they're like, "How'd you know?" I was like, "I made an alt account and just joined."
There you go. Hey, if if
Yeah.
if you put out that much effort just for me, I'm going to find out what's going on.
I would be like, wow, you really care about me that much. I feel so bad.
that's that's the power you have over your followers. That people you don't even
Hmm.
know are mad at you and will create shrines
Yeah.
to try to defile you.
I cherish my community. My goodness, there's so many people that if I didn't meet them through my chat, I don't think I would ever continue streaming if I didn't
Mm,
meet them.
yeah,
Like, okay, I will shout out some of my followers. I
please
would
do.
say, but RC, you changed your name to Dahlia. Thank you for staying with me for so long. Joel, you helped me so much with all my finance stuff and like affording all my stuff. Thank you. And like all my people, my moderators, Silo, oh, you guys are amazing. And I try to remember every one of your names as much as I can.
That's just so wholesome.
Yeah, I like talking to people. There's so many people on the internet, and I just love hearing about their stories. If they're willing to talk about it,
Yeah,
I'd love to listen.
that's the
And
thing.
I know it's supposed to be the other way around, where you watch the streamer to learn about them,
Well,
but I
yeah,
learn more about my chat every day.
yeah, but you say it in the description. You know, it's a community. It's a give and take for
Mhm.
you in this
Yeah.
community. And I'm gonna try to put words in your mouth here, but for you, this is a safe place too.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you're obviously very comfortable with it at this point.
Oh
And
yeah. I honestly, if someone wanted to and they just only talked to me about drama or like stuff that I was uncomfortable about in the first place, honestly, I would still say my honest opinion about stuff. Um because just because I have an opinion on the internet doesn't mean my community should follow my opinion.
mhm,
You know,
yeah,
just because it's my opinion doesn't mean that it should influence others. But I know it is influencer,
yeah,
but everyone has their opinions. So it should be like, oh, you have your opinion? Okay. Like it wouldn't be like cause an argument. It's just that's what you think, you know?
boy, you would never make it in
Mhm.
politics.
Oh, I would never. They'd be like, okay, and what's your thought about the economy? I'm like,
Well, this,
can we just help people?
yeah, let's just help these people. No, 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 it's not good enough.
No, what are you talking about? We gotta make sure the poor.
That's right. Yes, we
What?
got.
I care about everyone. What do
Yeah,
you mean?
that's right. Now you, I see that you have are your commissions open right now.
I do. I do a lot of commissions actually.
So
Oh
what
boy,
what
do
type
I
of what type of
have.
work are you doing for these?
Okay, so here's a funny example. Have you ever seen those scammer bots that are like, I can do anything for you?
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I'm basically that, but real. If you've seen on my Discord profile, it literally says, oi, oi, I'm not an art bot, please.
Please, I'm not real.
Please, I'm real.
And that's exactly what it says
Yeah.
too. I'm reading it right now.
Hmm.
Uh, it,
I see. I love doing art. If someone needs something that's art related, let it be like transitions for your stream, emotes, a entire VTuber, a 3D VTuber.
mm.
I mean, I can make it all.
How many have you got? Have you been a VTuber mama?
I have. I'm currently working on, I think, 6 to 17 people.
Good
I've
gravy.
done that. Yeah.
Oof.
I've loved working on my friends and stuff. And most of the time I do those. If you're friends with me, you get the friend discount. And if I really like your character, I'll end up just making your character for free. Just showing it to you and be like, here, have a model.
Well, that
Where did this come from?
well,
Have
that's
one.
not good business practice. No, it's just good
Yeah,
human practice.
honestly, I really just care about people being able to express themselves with art than the money aspect of it. You
Okay,
know?
now I gotta ask all artists about this
Hmm.
because I think it's fascinating to me. There's a difference between making art for yourself and making art
Mm-hmm.
to show someone else or commission someone else. Did that come easy for you when you started doing that, or was it a mountain
Oh,
to
it was
climb?
awful. See, I hate drawing in front of people,
Mm.
but I get requested so many times through my chat and for people to watch me do art streams because the way I draw is very unique.
Mm.
Uh, it's usually not via traditional wise. I use colors to do my sketches.
Oh.
Um, so a lot of people when they look at my art, they're like, "Why is it so colorful?" I'm
Well.
like, "This is how I do my sketches." um, and so I have people who it's like having 1,000 people just stare at you while you sit at a paper putting pencil, like lead. Just
Oh.
I feel like anyone can do art. Why do you need to watch me?
Uh, well, you're talking to someone who can't, so there you go. And as I told,
It's a skill. You can learn a skill.
as I said
And
many times,
obviously, I here's another art fun thing I do. I do little art lessons on my Discord sometimes,
oh,
where I even teach people how to draw from not knowing how to draw at all.
cool, cool, that's good. Because
Yeah.
every time I try to draw a stick figure, I get hit by lightning. It's
Oh.
that's how bad it is.
Oh boy.
I actually did get an F in grade school on art, and I actually turned in the project, and she gave me an F. That's how bad it
Oh
was.
no.
That'll scar
I
you for
love
life.
art with a passion.
Yeah.
I would share it with the world. Speaking of sharing with the world, my goodness, do you have an opinion on AI art?
Oh yeah, I hate it.
There's a big controversy topic to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. I saw and I'm seeing what artificial intelligence and computerized things have done to my old radio
Mhm.
industry, which is just destroying it. And the
Mhm.
thought of it replacing humans who put their heart and soul and talent into artistry of any kind is very. I hate it. Is the best way to
Yeah, and
put it.
I agree with that mentality, but what a lot of people think about when they think about AI is they think about AI replacing people. AI is meant to be used as a tool
Hmm.
and then used afterwards. Like and then edited afterwards. Well, people are being crazy about it.
Hmm.
Obviously, AI art really shouldn't exist.
Right.
It's not really good as a tool at like for that. But if
Right.
you're to like, hey, ChatGPT, I need to learn how to write an essay. ChatGPT will help you with an essay, but you're not supposed to copy and paste it. You're supposed to use it, edit it with your already known skills,
Yeah.
and then post it.
Well, that's
You're
now.
not supposed to just use it straight out. It's a tool. You're
Yes,
not supposed to do that.
but humans have never found a tool that they couldn't misuse.
Mm-hmm.
When that includes just about
Honestly.
everything. It I watched a fairly famous VTuber, and she was with a created an AI version of herself, and they hit a
Oh.
button, and the AI version of her sang in her voice absolutely perfectly a song that she'd never sung before.
Ah, yeah, I would say those AI voice things, in my opinion, I do think it's a little unnecessary um as like a tool, but I could see how people need it for tools. Like for
Hmm.
those who are like really, really, really busy with certain things, some parts you could voice act and like stuff, but like you don't replace a person with a AI voice.
I hope not.
That doesn't make sense. Like
Yeah.
I think I'm in the compromise part where people are gonna be like, ah, she thinks it's a tool, just ban her. Or
Mm.
like, oh, she doesn't like AI art to the fullest. Ban her.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, you can use it as a tool, but you shouldn't need to.
Well,
It's there to help people, not to be used as
it's
a let alone thing.
right. How,
I do think that the people who put their life like into saying that they're an artist when they're posting AI art. Oh,
Yeah.
here, I can reference a really funny meme.
Okay.
There's a really funny meme of an AI artist explaining that they have art block. The art block just being that they unplugged their computer.
Oops.
That's the kind of thing that I think is unnecessary for the internet, because you could do so much more with AI. Like, you could have AI where it helps people with, like, I don't know, do like road conversions or something. I don't know.
Well, and there's
They, like, in Japan, they used slime to do that for their subway systems. I'm
Yes.
sure you can use AI to help you.
Yes, there are ways for it to be used, and by the way, how dare you think in 3 dimensions? It's not just 1 or 2; it could be 3. Good gravy. That doesn't happen very often in this world these days. Where I see it happening is in my old radio field, where you in the old disc jockey types of things, they're going to have people who are simply going to sample a voice, and they're already doing it in some areas, and they sample a voice, and the computer does all of the announcements.
Yeah.
And
Those I don't like, because that is a misuse of a tool. And at that point, you're not using it as a tool. You're just using it to get an easy out of something.
Yeah.
When you should really just be using it as, hey, I need to know what this should sound like if I was to pronounce it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
And that's one of the things too. When you see those YouTube commercials that are like 3 minutes long, and they're done by an AI voice,
oh boy,
and they always come up to some word that they can't pronounce right. And you're like, ha 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 ha, idiot, and then you turn away.
It glitched.
Yeah, and don't ever buy those products, by the way, because none of them work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's another thing. AI generated products are a thing now. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They like make up an entire full-on thing, get a real person to voice act it, or I'm just stupid and I think it's a real person. And then they have, like, if you look at their website, it's an AI product. If you look at the images, all the images are like fake vacuums.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, a vacuum that works really well.
Yeah.
It's fake. What do you mean?
Well, we live in the era of fake news. Now we live in the era of fake products and fake stuff. But
here's the irony, though. With all of this AI talk, my VTuber lore is that I'm an AI.
Now we know.
Yeah, that's the irony, and I'm a real person.
It says right here.
I'm real, I swear.
Oi, I'm not an art bot. Please, I'm real. That's what it says right there. I'm reading it. Well, we're going to have...
It's funny because, speaking of the whole AI stuff, a lot of people believe my voice acting is completely AI when I do a lot of my voice acting, because I made the joke that my character is an AI because I can do AI voice acting. Where it's like, to talk to a customer, please press 1. Like, it's like stuff like that.
Yeah. It's just 1 5 1 5 1
1 5 3.14159.
In the old times, we used to call a wrong phone number, and every time they'd say the same number, it was always in the same 943 9. that type of thing.
The person you are trying to contact is not in the phone right now. Please try to contact again later.
Oh God. Now you're talking nightmare fuel here for those who are talk show hosts, and we're trying to get the guest on 5 minutes before the show, and unlike this, it's live. It's that was always fun.
The DMs are no longer in active performance. Now you have to, like, you've been blocked by said VTuber.
Yes, and well, these days it's the voicemail box has not been activated. Well,
oh my gosh, that's my phone.
It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Yeah.
Your voicemail has not been activated. Please put your, I don't know what it is. Please say a message at the line when
Yeah.
you say the beep or
Yeah,
something. I don't know.
mine would say,
That alongside my other voices that I do, which are the high pitched anime voice, which a lot of people think is AI voice, because it is so different from my normal voice.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
I were to do it now, I think it would be alarming.
Well,
It would
obviously,
just be all of a sudden.
you're a person of many talents, and I'm glad that
I learned all of my skills from the internet. So I'm chronically online.
so you are definitely a 21st century person.
I'm chronically whenever someone like, okay, let's say, oh, here's a fun example. I learned Blender in 2 days.
But I can't even use a
and
blender.
How did I do that? I looked up YouTube tutorials. And I just listened to the tutorial and I was like, all right, this is how you make a video game, right? And they're like, yep, that's it. I was like, okay, cool.
Okay, go. Here it is.
A lot of my
she's the
skills,
one they
I
warned us
definitely
about.
learned. I'm the you know, like the thing where you press a button where you can learn every skill but just moderately.
Yes.
Yes, I'm that person. I'm the average but can do everything.
Jack, a jack of no
I can
trades.
play any type of game, but I'll be average at it.
Yes. I aspire to mediocrity myself. If I could ever get there, I'd be perfectly fine. It's an absolute pleasure talking with you. I'm glad we're able to get together and get you on the show. We're going to have to do it again because I haven't talked about 3/4 of the things I want to talk about with you.
Oh, yes. You feel free to talk about anything. Honestly, you could even like call me at any time. Usually I'm really busy, but yeah, I'm always here. I'm chronically online. So I will always be available to talk to anybody. I love talking about myself.
That's exactly what an AI would say. I'm always here.
Exactly. Dang AI VTuber, what are you doing here?
Krisona, thank you so much for coming on. We're going to do this again real soon.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.